friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we will be building a 70s inspired retro mid-century home in the world of Oasis Springs. But before we get started, please click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that we can become friends. And also feel free to chat with me about anything in the comment section below. And thank you for being here. So as I said, this is going to be a retro inspired home in the world of Oasis Springs. I really wanted to just use some of that older stuff from the base game, and I've been wanting to build like a retro build for quite some time. So I finally just went ahead and got to it. So the shell has pretty much come together rather quickly while I was doing my little intro. But basically, this is going to be a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home um, with a pool and yeah, with a pool in the back. um, I thought about making this a base game only build, but I struggled a little bit. Obviously, I cut all of that out, and this is where we are now. But the outside, like the textures for the outside, took me forever to come to like a conclusion. And I'm talking about forever. Like I started it on a weekend, and then I just put it away, did something else, and then I came back to it the next weekend. So yeah, there's that. And I know I'm probably gonna have to say this every video, but apologies for my son in the back. I do have children, and the youngest one likes to be heard. But yeah, so he doesn't know what I'm doing anyway, so it's okay. But yeah, so I'm just putting windows on the build right now. I'm using those base game windows because, like I said, I initially wanted to make this a base game only build. So there's that. But also, these windows are very retro, in my opinion. So I'm going with that. So yeah, this is just your standard like mid-century shape, as well as, shape that's around some of the homes in this neighborhood in Oasis Springs. I don't know if I said this, but this is on a 20 by 30 lot. It's the Sandtrap flat lot that's kind of near Johnny Zest's home. Which maybe that'll be something. We need to give him a new home. I don't like the fact that Johnny Zest lives in a trailer. But anyways, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with trailers. I grew up in a trailer, so it's 100% fine. But I feel like Johnny deserves better. And I typically give him better in my saves anyways. But that's neither here nor there. So I did this build kind of backwards for me. So I went ahead, I drew out the floor plan. Well, I drew the floor plan as I was building because, like I said, this is not the first time I tried to build this house. But I just decided to go ahead and start with the landscaping. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. And I'm essentially just pulling whatever I see around the world. So I did go into debug and grab that mesquite tree because the one that's in the regular build by catalog is kind of more green, whereas this one, or like a bright green, whereas this one is kind of like a muted, like a sagey looking green type color. As well as that little, not little because it's quite big, but that bush. I also grabbed that from debug, and everything else was pretty much from the regular build by menu. Um, I forgot what I was doing, but I kind of whatever I was doing, watching a video, I don't know, scrolling through the gallery looking for a build, but I was like, yo, I forgot we can make rounded pools. So um I did that here in this build, and as you can see, it also took me quite some time to figure out what I wanted to use for the back. But I just decided to make the whole thing pavers instead of trying to leave some dirt area. So yeah, we did that. And because even though the lot is a 20 by 30, or 30 by 20 rather, I kind of made the backyard the same, well, the fenced in portion of the backyard the same size as the house. And I kind of didn't want to drag that fence out to make the backyard a little bit bigger. So anyways, that's where we are. So for the back patio area, I didn't want it to be covered because I don't know, I just wanted to add some interest to the roof line. So I just went ahead and used one of the low-lying fences and created like a pergola type situation. So yeah, so I did that. So now we're going inside. Also, I never look at the linoleum category, and I really like the linoleum that I used in the kitchen. I think it's really pretty. I want to say that's base game, so that's what I used in the kitchen. Then I used a different linoleum in the bathroom, and then I used just the regular wood flooring from Eco Lifestyle for the foyer area. The living room and the two bedrooms are gonna have carpet, and I used some of that plushy shag looking carpet from the Pastel Pop kit. So here you see me like creating some room dividers. Um I I don't know. You guys know I'm always drawing a blank in my mind, in my 40-year-old brain. But anyways, I just wanted to create something. The ones in the game are cool, but I just kind of wanted to make it look a little bit different. Kind of, give the same vibes as the fence from outside. I actually tried to put the fence inside. I didn't think that it would work, and it didn't, or at least I couldn't get it to work. But of course, I cut all that footage out. And then, I had the great idea to just use those dividers from is it Eco Lifestyle that they're from? Yeah, Eco Lifestyle. Okay, so I didn't want to forget the what is that? Again, here I am drawing a blank. Oh, the smoke detector. I didn't want to forget the smoke detector, so I put that. But I did forget something major. Well, major to me. I forgot a dishwasher. I have to have a dishwasher in all of my builds. I don't know. It's just so convenient. And I don't quite know if they had them in the 70s, even though this is inspired by a 70s build. But, maybe this is an older home, but they, got some updated appliances. But I really wanted to put a dishwasher to the left of the sink there. But I just totally forgot about that. So my bad. It's okay though. So here I am. I'm just going through the catalog trying to find some clutter. I did see a different kind of room divider that I don't recall ever seeing before, and I want to say it was from City Living, but I wanted it to go all the way up to the ceiling, and that one didn't. And then I didn't want to fool with the tool mod, so I just kind of left the ones that I already had. So here I am just changing the swatches on a couple of the clutter pieces that I chose. I didn't want to clutter the counters too much, but I also wanted to make it look lived in because I did. That's like the point, right? To make these homes look like they're lived in. Yeah, so I was scrolling through the catalog and then I found this phone from I think the Blast from the Past rewards event. I think that's what it was called. And I'm like, yes, we have to put that in here. I was gonna put it in the kitchen. And then I don't know if you peeped it, but I did have like the rotary phone on the floor. I was gonna put that in the living room as well, but I'm like, okay, no, we can just keep this cordless phone, put it on the wall. And then speaking of putting things on the wall, I hardly ever use light switches in my builds, but again, I was scrolling through the catalog and I was like, oh, let's put light switches everywhere. So you saw me put some in every room. Um, so at this moment, I'm scrolling looking for like that coat, like it's a coat hanger thingy for the wall, and I could not remember what category it was in. I think it was base game. So I think I cut this out as well, but there was a bunch of pauses because I did have to Google where it was at. I think this is the pause because it's kind of a long pause, but I did Google to see where it was at, and then I eventually found it. And so we'll see that here in a little bit. It's in surfaces. Yep, that one. That's the shelf that I was looking for because I like the fact that it's already decorated. And I saw that in the last build and I'm like, I have to use it. I don't remember when we got that, um, but we have it and I like it. So here I am changing out those saucer lights for different chandeliers and different lighting. I don't quite know when saucer lights were created or when they started to become popular, but I wanted to just go ahead and use some different kind of lighting because I don't do that because I always forget. So yeah, I just went in and changed that. Now I'm grabbing this dining room table and chairs, which is from Get Famous, and the rug as well. I loved this orange, blue, and cream looking swatch and brown. So I wanted to use that because it kind of tied in the green from the tile in the kitchen and the orange from the cabinet. And I want to say the cabinets have some brown in there as well. So yeah. all these good colors. So this shelf right here is also from Get Famous. And I thought I wanted to use it because it appeared to have plates down there at the bottom, but I don't know, whatever that was on the shelf just kind of looked weird to me. And then I was also having a hard time finding something to clutter it with. So you see me decorating it now, but that shelf is gonna change later on in the build. I'm gonna replace it with something else. Okay, so here I am also finding more clutter for the kitchen area. And I will say that this build, I kind of jumped around in this build, so I do apologize for that. I know the screen is kind of moving a little fast, but I really, like I said, I was just really bouncing around the whole house. I really didn't stick to one area, but it's okay. At least I got this build out. So yeah, just scrolling through the categories again, looking for different clutter. I mean, at this point, I knew that it was gonna be a multi-pack build, so we're just getting whatever from here. Okay, so moving on to the living room area, I did make this a sunken living room. Excuse me. I did lower this room by 2 tiles to achieve that, just in case you didn't know how. Oh, so here I am changing the shelving that was in the kitchen. I like this one a little bit better from the Get Famous pack as well. And then I used that record player as well as this shelf. I believe this bookshelf is from high school years, maybe. Um, and then I put the TV out there with the speakers on the side. I hardly ever use that one, but in my mind, it's like an older TV. And the sofas come from Get Famous as well. I think everything in this living room comes from Get Famous. So there's that. Um, I liked the fact that well, obviously I did it, but I carried that the green and orange from the rest of the home into the living room as well. The green just cannot escape me. Green is my favorite color. As you can see, the green is also on the front door. I try to use other stuff, but I can't. Okay, so I went ahead and made built-in closets in both rooms. Um, and I know you saw the gallery come up again. Excuse me. I say this every time, but just the art in the game. If I'm not using custom content, I really don't really like the art in the game. So, um, at that point, I was like thinking about going into the gallery and finding some gallery art, which I'm going to do again later, but and later is now. So here I am just placing those walls so that I can grab some photos. I had to do it a couple times. I don't know what was going on with my game. My game was going really, really slow. It was really laggy on this day that I was recording, but we made it through nonetheless. Um, I used that rug from the Industrial Loft kit. I like the fact that it had like browns and grays in there. Okay, excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. So here I am. I'm grabbing a dresser. Yeah, and then I'm also getting a TV for the parents' room as well. Same sort of TV with like the speakers out to the side. I didn't put any laundry in here, so I just got the decorative laundry baskets. Oh, I missed that. I'm gonna put that in there later. But I'm definitely gonna add it. So moving on to the bathroom. Most of these things are from Get Famous. I believe the tub is base game as well as the mirror, but everything else outside of the toilet, of course, is from, I just said the name of that pack. Get Famous. And that shelf above the tub is from Tiny Living. I try to put that in almost all of my builds. All right, so that bathroom came together fairly quickly. So here I am, we're moving on. Oh, so this is a secondary bedroom, but I didn't tell you like my vision for The Sims. So this is a 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom house, as I mentioned, but my thought was that this isn't, I don't want to say older couple as in elders, but perhaps um they're seasoned, we'll say that, and their child just graduated college, but the way the economy is, they'd rather live with their parents for a little bit while they're working just to save their money so that they can afford their own home. And so that's what I'm envisioning. It's for an older couple of parents, and they're a recent college grad son who came back to live with them while he saves a little bit of money to afford his own place. So this is that son's room. Um, I love that this gallery art also had like that green and orange in there. And I also brought the orange into this room. I love this bed from Seasons. It has to be my favorite bed in the game. I typically use like the more neutral swatches. So I wanted to step outside my comfort zone since the parents' bedroom was pretty neutral. Here I am adding those laundry baskets. The lowered room was giving me trouble, but I ended up fixing it. But yeah, I wanted to bring color into at least one of the rooms since the parents' room was fairly neutral. Um, but yeah, so that was pretty much it for the inside. Now we're gonna move on to the outside, and we're gonna decorate the back patio. I thought about leaving the trash can outside of the fence, and I also took a lot of that out, but I went back and forth because obviously I couldn't find a gate. The gates are so tiny in this game. So I couldn't find a gate that was the same height as a fence. And then at first I was going to pretend like you could just get out there, like maybe it's a hidden gate or something, like we just don't see the hooks or whatever. But then I decided, because I was gonna put all that to say, I was gonna put the table underneath the awning, but I'm like, oh well, I'll use a table with the umbrella so that way they can still have some coverage and it doesn't have to be up under the awning or the pergola. So all that aside, all that said, I went ahead and put the trash can up inside, like well near the door. Um, also, this pool trim is not going to stay like this. Again, I had a hard time making a final decision on what kind of trim I wanted to use. But as far as items in the back, they're going to remain how they are now. So I'm just getting an umbrella. I got these two loungers. Like I said, this is pretty much it. The landscaping is already done. I'm probably just gonna add minor tweaks. Oh yeah, pool stuff. So I added the pool ladder. I'm going to add some pool lights. And then we're also going to go ahead and change the tile. Oh, and the water. I love this particular watercoloring right here. It's so pretty. Like that deep blue color, bluish green, whatever. It's so pretty. But yeah, so with that, we're nearing the end of this portion of the speed build portion. So yeah, just meet me back here and we'll do a real-time tour of this build. Okay, Simmers, so now we are in the game for a real-time tour of the build. I didn't do this on camera because I forgot, but I did go through and place some outdoor lighting. I really don't like these. I probably should have did something different, but I don't know. It's not. Oh, we can do that color. I was gonna say it's not on the gallery yet. So, okay, cool. Anyways, we figured that out. Okay, so as you saw in the video, I don't know. I think I cut it out, but I really tried to put a car there, but I don't know. The cars in the game, I don't know. They're not cute. And I do have custom content cars, but there aren't any like old cars. Well, I don't have any older cars, and I really wanted to put like an older car, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. So here's the backyard. Again, I did just put those lights all around. I can probably fix the placement of it, but I don't know, it looks kind of cute at night, so it's all lit up. But yeah, so that is the back. Let's go inside. Turn that off. Okay, so inside here is our foyer area. I did remember to paint the ceilings on this one, so that's a good thing. So yeah, a little foyer, our entryway. I went back and forth with putting this air conditioning unit in there. I decided to leave it, but anyway, there's that. So I guess we can go out to the kitchen dining area. So here's that dining, the kitchen, cluttered up a little bit. So yeah, then we have the sliding glass door out to the back. I have this display shelf. This is really a bookshelf, but I'm thinking like maybe some extra like dinnerware is in here, maybe serving platters, stuff like that. Okay, so we'll go down here into the sunken living room area. Oh, let's just come out. I did clutter the coffee table a little bit. Yeah, pretty much stationary. Well, not, I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, that's that. Okay, so let's come in here into this first bedroom. This one is the larger of the two, so I am imagining this is the primary bedroom for those parents that I was talking about. So yeah, this is the parents' bedroom. They have their little dresser. I put them a TV in here as well, a chair. Okay, and then we'll go over here into the only bathroom in the house. So this will be the shared bathroom between the couple and their son. So then we'll come in here and go into the son's room. Son, daughter, whoever you want it to be for. Child, not a child, but like a young adult is what I'm a bit envisioning. Perhaps they just barely got out of college and, you know, they're staying with their parents to save a little bit of money. Okay, so that's that. That's the build. Yeah, backyard, we went through that already. So I will leave off with an overhead shot of the build, and then we can come out and close this video. And that's a wrap for today's video. You can find this build on the gallery under my EA ID, which is SirenaSimsYT. Check the description box down below for all of the lot details, as well as some other additional information that you may want to ask. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. We're friends now, so don't be shy, okay? Now, that's all I have for today. Catch you in the next one. Toodles!